What's going on, everybody? We are almost at the end here. Getting pretty close. There's a few other things we can do. There's some stuff I'd like to turn in. At the alienage, we found the last of, what was it, the hooded couriers and some dark magical spot or something at the tree. Anyway, there was kind of finished up a few of these little side quests right here.
Sweat, blood and toil, her labors ended, and the world marveled at what she wrought.
So we'll make one last stop at the Chantry Board and the Mage Collective. Go off in the tavern and see if there's anything to turn in with those guys.
Take this. You've earned it.
Now that we have the alienage cleared out, brought some stability back to those poor people. They've got it bad every day, but it's especially bad there. Loghain selling off their children, and Hal sending in his troops to
Irregulars, thank you.
rape people and take them captive and do whatever they wanted, and his blood just gets crapped on. Seriously. Oh, sweet. Finally have something to turn in with him. Now, actually, there's one or two other little side things, but not really going to worry too much about those.
Ah, there you are. I was about to send out a search party. I've been hearing of a great commotion in the alienage. What exactly happened there?
Well, it's as bad as you thought it might be. Loghain was collaborating with the Tevinter Slaver. There you go.
Make her forgive me. I should be appalled that such a thing could exist here. But I'm overjoyed you can implicate Loghain. We must end the civil war quickly. What the Blight does not corrupt in this land, politics surely will. The last of our allies have arrived in the city. We cannot delay any longer. I will call for the Landsmeet to convene. Bring Alistair and join me at the palace as soon as you are ready, Warden.
Right on. That's kind of a, I guess you could say, a cutoff point. Point of no return, so to speak. Heading to the palace. I don't know if there's any more favor I can gain with Alistair while we're at it. I do have a...
Oh, thank you. That...
He's not a big fan of those, but hey. He's the only one I really couldn't really max out. I didn't spend a lot of time with Zevran, but I was with Alistair all the time, and well, he was there for all my decisions. I don't think I made too many bad ones that he would disapprove of, but it is what it is. A lot of these runes here, I could actually go back to camp and go turn them in for the circle.
I hope Eamon doesn't expect me to give us
Free XP. Actually go to camp and go do one last enchanting. Go ahead and get the best runes I have and the weapons of the people who are going to be doing the end part of the game with me. I'm stuck with Alistair now, and that's fine. Not like I wasn't going to keep him with me anyway, but there's a few other things to do. Little stuff. Like I say, there's one or two, like, real minor side quests, like for the Tavern Keeper and stuff, that I could mess with, but, I don't know that I want to go, search the whole map to try to remember where some of those little things are. Just go find one item and turn it into somebody for 50 XP or something. In my main hand dagger, and I'm glad it has 3 rune slots because I can essentially put my Paralyze rune in the main hand one, alright? And I don't believe Paralyze runes will trigger in the offhand. So I could essentially stack them if I wanted in my right hand dagger and I essentially double the chance. But the Paralyze triggers pretty often, right? So, you know, I could also just throw one in there, get a Silverite rune because I'll be fighting Darkspawn, right? And then throw in a Grandmaster Lightning rune. That's a good combination for the right hand. And then the offhand, either another Silverite and a Lightning or 2 Lightning runes or something like that. But just need to be careful not to put a Paralyze rune in the offhand dagger because it's just a waste. It's a slot that could be taken up with something that actually provides damage. I could double the damage against Darkspawn with just my offhand. But then it doesn't really work for much else. Though I don't really have to worry about much else. really, between now and there. Silverite, a lightning, and a paralyze. That sounds good to me. That looks like it'll work. Alright. Do I have another lightning? There we go. Sweet. Okay, I'll be the main damage dealer, so damage output is gonna be pretty good now, honestly, with my character. I mean, it's been good up to this point, but it's gonna be really nice at the end game. With those runes stacked there, do some pretty decent damage to Darkspawn.
Yes. Indeed.
Here we go.
Warden, I am not surprised it has come to this. And Alistair, if you were even remotely worthy of being called Merrick's son, you would already be in the Landsmeet, now wouldn't you? You have torn this nation apart to oppose my lord, and never once tried to understand why he is a hero to Ferelden. But do not think you will get past me to desecrate the Landsmeet itself.
What a confused backwards
The
bitch.
nobles of Ferelden will confirm my lord as regent, and we can finally put this to rest once you are gone.
The last thing loyal to Ferelden, once that's out of the way, then, wow. Are you just that blind?
To talk me into betraying my lord. There are not such words in all language to make that happen, Warden. Now let us end this! To arms, men!
This piece of crap, this bitch right here is worshipping, might as well be worshipping a demon or an old god. She's totally gone. I love it when the ones tearing apart the land say, you're tearing apart the land. it's crazy how they will list their own crimes and accuse you of the exact specific things they're doing. It's infuriating, actually. It's like adding insult to injury, really. So
Let's get started.
I believe there's a way to talk this girl down, but she really needs to go, because if she's this much of a tool, if she's just this gone in her brain, if she's gone so far past the sheep mentality that she can just be completely seduced and overwhelmed to support this kind of evil, knowingly and blindly, yeah, like I said, she's beyond tool. She's she needs to go. Now, had we beat her, had we used essentially an exploit to beat her at the end of Howe's estate, you could essentially get a double copy of this sword right here, because you'll get it from her at Howe's estate, but she'll be here again. This is essentially a triggered event, and they don't really explain that, because like I say, if you beat her at Howe's estate, you almost essentially have to use an exploit to do it. It's designed to beat you down and send you to the prison, so you get to experience the whole Draken prison thing, which is cool. I mean, I wouldn't try to avoid that anyway. Like I said, if you do beat her, I think you can avoid going to the prison, but you really wouldn't want to.
Lords and ladies of the Landsmeet, Tyrn Loghain would have us give up our freedoms, our traditions, out of fear. He placed us on this path, yet we should place our destiny in his hands? Must we sacrifice everything good about our nation to save it?
I'll be interrupting Loghain a little bit, to show you where I stand on what he says.
Performance, Aemon. But no one here is taken in by it. You would attempt to put a puppet on the throne, and every soul here knows it. The better question is who will pull the strings. Ah! Here we have the puppeteer.
Well, I think you've been more of a puppeteer, Loghain. Not me.
Tell us, Warden. How will the Orlesians take our nation from us? Will they deign to send their troops, or simply issue their commands through this would-be prince? Where is the famous steadfastness of the dwarves? How much did it cost the Empress to buy your loyalty?
Okay, this isn't his paranoia. This is him slandering, trying to just throw a shadow over the whole proceeding here.
Some of us are curious, Loghain, about precisely what happened at Ostagar.
So, one of Kaelin's killers would dare speak of betrayal.
When you killed him yourself.
You led our king to his death with your grandiose tales of griffins flying into battle.
We already have witnesses. You ran early, before the signal was even given, before the overwhelming even took place. We know this.
Do tell, dwarf. The whole Landsmeet has been quite frantic to hear a tactical analysis of Ostagar delivered by a clown.
Did they make this dude look like a clown on purpose?
You goaded him into making that charge. He believed the tales, Warden. He thought your handful of men would turn the tide for him. Strategy and consequences be hanged. What would you have me do?
Not kill all the reserves that were meant for Ostagar?
In my hands? Should I have sacrificed the entire army for his mistake?
You sacrificed it for your own perverted agenda.
With Kaelin's death. He was Marik's son. My king. No one regrets his loss more than I do.
Hypocrite, liar. Believing anything he says here or any representation he's making would be foolish. Because he's been corrupt in absolutely every facet of his being up to this point. Knowing he's completely full of shit.
How took my only son? The things done to him, some are beyond any healer's skill.
How was a grown man responsible for his own actions? He will answer to the Maker for his crimes, as must we all.
Yeah, you will. You had the same factory going at Fort Draken.
I have a question for you, Warden. What have you done with my daughter? You took my daughter, our queen, by force, killing her guards in the process.
Oh, really?
What arts have you employed to keep her? Does she even still live?
You deal with blood mages, not me, Loghain.
Lords and ladies of Ferelden, hear me. My father is no longer the man you know. This man is not the hero of Riverdane.
There's the truth.
This man turned his troops aside and refused to protect your king as he fought bravely against the Darkspawn.
That's the truth.
This man seized Kaelin's throne before his body was cold and locked me away so I could not reveal his treachery. I would have already been killed, if not for this Grey Warden.
So Loghain and Howe were together in on that. I don't know how Howe was going to use it, but there you have it. In kidnapping Anora.
The Warden's influence has poisoned even your mind, Anora.
No, that's all you're doing, dude.
Protect you from this.
Coward.
My lords and ladies, our land has been threatened before.
Not by someone like you.
It's been invaded and lost and won times beyond counting. We Fereldans have proven that we will never truly be conquered so long as we are united.
And that's why you tried to divide it.
We must not let ourselves be divided now.
You've done everything you can to do that.
Stand with me, and we shall defeat even the Blight itself.
What a twisted, evil piece of shit.
Southreach stands with the Grey Warden.
Right on. You got some common sense.
Warden helped me personally in a family matter.
Waking Sea stands with the Grey Warden.
Right on.
Dragon's Peak supports the Warden.
There you go.
Western Hills is with you, Loghain. Make her help us.
And then
I stand by Loghain.
Loghain.
No
This
hope
clown.
of victory otherwise.
Shut up.
I stand with the Warden. The Blight is coming. We need the Grey Wardens.
Now I'm not here to be diplomatic.
Traitors! Which of you stood against the Orlesian Emperor when his troops flattened your fields and raped your
Like your
wives?
goons have been doing since you came into
fought with
power.
us, one seaman.
Raping
You
women and
cared
flattening
about this land
fields and
once,
killing all the
before
innocent.
you got too old and fat,
Fucking hypocrite.
content to even see what you risk. None of you deserve a say in what happens here. None of you have spilled blood for this land the way I have. How dare you judge me?
I'm gonna do more than judge you, bitch. This throne you put yourself on, you're gonna find out it wasn't even a empty box.
Then let us end
Oh yeah.
this.
This us? This we shit? No.
Come to this.
There's no us here.
When we first met at Ostagar, I would never have thought so, but Ostagar seems like it happened in another lifetime to someone else.
Maybe it did.
Man is made by the quality of his enemies. Marek told me that once. I wonder if it's more a compliment to you or me. Enough! Let the Landsmeet declare the terms of the duel.
It shall be fought according to tradition. A test of arms, in single combat until one party yields. And we, who are assembled, will abide by the outcome.
Will you face me yourself, or have you a champion?
No, not even a question here.
It is you or me the men will follow. So, let us fight for it. Prepare yourself.
I don't need to prepare myself. I'm just gonna beat your bitch ass. You're just a punk to me. Alright, now, the demon Gaxkane talked about a signal at the Tower of Ashal. And that wasn't just by accident. That was thrown in there. He's kind of like a hidden boss here. I don't know what took place between Loghain consorting with the Blood Mages, specifically Uldred, to overthrow the tower prior to, you know, the events at Ostagar, and then this signal that takes place, and his actions during and ever since Ostagar have been that of, I mean, just a demon-possessed individual. Whatever the case may be, exactly how it's played out, and exactly what went on behind the scenes, I don't know, but, you know. But his goons have been raping these women and flattening the fields ever since we've been playing, right? Him accusing us of what he does. And I think that's the second the demon left his body, right there. That last final blow.
Child wanting to play at war. I was wrong. There's a strength in you that I have not seen anywhere since Marek died. I yield.
I'd say that the demon withdraws to let Loghain suffer his own fate. Now look at this guy.
The Taean is a warrior and general of renown. Let him be of use. Let him go through the joining.
No, all that soft, fluffy shit, inviting your enemies into your court, that's how you do it in Orlais. That's not how we do it here.
It's not a matter of what we like, it's a matter of what we must do. Our duty is to slay the Archdemon.
Which I'm about to do right here.
Judges. Kinslayers, blood mages, traitors, rebels, Carter thugs, common bandits. Anyone with the skill and the mettle to take up the sword against the Darkspawn is welcome among us. There are 3 of us in all of Ferelden, and there are compelling reasons to have as many wardens on hand as possible to deal with the Archdemon.
The joining itself is often fatal, is it not? If he survives, you gain a general. If not, you have your revenge. Doesn't that satisfy you?
No, this isn't about revenge.
Absolutely not. Riordan, this man abandoned our brothers and then blamed us for the deed. He hunted us down like animals. He tortured you. How can we simply forget that?
No doubt.
You can't do this. My father may have been wrong, but he is still a hero to the people.
Honora. Hush. It's over.
Stop treating me like a child. This is serious.
Daughters never grow up, Honora. They remain 6 years old with pigtails and skinned knees forever.
And naive.
Father.
The tool that you've been using her for up to this point.
Make it quick, Warden.
Wanting all this sentimentality and all this filth now? Piss on you. Chop your head off and piss down your neck. This is the best thing to happen in this game. We might have a chance on surviving. Piece of shit. Anybody who pities you gets the same thing you get. That means they're totally fucked in their head too.
So it is decided. Alistair will take his father's throne.
Wait, what? No. When did this get decided? Nobody's decided that. Have they?
So much for our plan to rule together. If Alistair would rather not have the throne, I am more than willing to take it.
I hardly think you're the appropriate person to mediate this, Honora. Warden, will you help us?
Yeah, these two had a deal.
As the arbiter of this dispute, what is your decision? Who will lead Ferelden?
We do. I believe this is what King Merrick wanted. To see his blood tied to my father's to begin a new line of Ferelden kings.
But I mean, I did swear an oath. What I mean is, I'm all for founding a new line of kings. But, well, there's the Blight.
What the king is trying to say, my lords and ladies, is that he will be taking the field with his fellow Grey Warden to do battle with the Archdemon.
Yes. That.
Until then, I shall stay in Denerim and rule in my husband's absence, as I did for Kaelin. But I trust Alistair shall reach a more heroic ending.
My fellow Grey Warden will, I hope, take Loghain's place as the leader of my armies. Shall we finish this thing together? Everyone, get ready to march! It's going to take all of Ferelden's strength to survive this blight. But we will face it, and we'll defeat it!
Ferelden is depending on you all.
You made me king. After all this is over with, they're actually going to put me on the throne. I'm going to be the king.
Stop playing stupid, Alistair.
Speechless. I'm furious. How could you do this to me? I've done nothing but regret my blood since the day I was born. I don't want this. I never wanted this. I hate the very idea of it. I knew that Arleman wanted this for me, but I never did. I thought for sure that there would be a way out of it. But then you went and put me on the throne yourself. Why?
Haven't we already talked about this? Just get over it.
And what I want doesn't factor in anywhere, does it? Funny how it always works out like that. I've just never thought of myself as a leader. I'm going to make a terrible king, you have to know that. How can I make decisions that are going to affect the lives of everyone in the kingdom? I guess I don't really have a choice in this now, do I? I'll do my best, of course, and I expect that you'll be there to help me, right? Good. Then it's settled. Arleman has left for Redcliffe. He says the army has gathered there and is almost ready to march. As soon as we're ready, we should head to Redcliffe ourselves. The Blight awaits, right?
Right on, man. Just grow up, dude. Sorry. But, I gave you help. I mean, you've got Honora there. Now, if Honora is actually her father's daughter, then, who knows what she's done to consort with, I don't know, blood mages or whatever else her father was dealing with. Who knows? And we may have put another devil on the throne to take, her father's place. Don't know. Don't know how much different they are. I mean, she appears to have unaligned herself with him, and she did speak against him, but was it just to take his place in a power move? Yeah, that's something a demon would do too, right? And hide it really well. But,
yes.
I guess that's for another time.
Yes.
For right now, we made, I guess,
Indeed.
best decision we could with what we had to work with. Before heading to Redcliffe, there's one last thing I want to do. One last little loose end to tie up. Guess I could have done this a little while ago, but let's go talk to Slim. Slim calls me one more time.
I'm here to atone. I did you bad with that last tip. It can't end like that. Those noble ponces won't have the last laugh, eh? You game for one last heist? No bloody trap this time. I'd stake my life on it and... well, yours too. We're stealing the tears of Andraste. You care about the history. Don't know how much of a chantry-going folk you are. Perhaps stealing isn't the right word. If you have that view, trust me, you'll want to do this job. Ban Frandarel's father secretly acquired the genuine tears of Andraste decades ago, and his son still has them locked up tight. The same Frandarel that baited that trap. So I propose you go to his real vault and rob him blind. Afterwards, I'll see that the tears of Andraste are given to the chantry. We've tried under, now we can give over a go. The rooftops are dense enough that you can jump to the top of the estate. Then you can go in through the chimney. Head towards the vault area from the last job. Right before it, there's a wine cellar that's got a secret door. Go through it and find the real vault. That's all I know. I'll be waiting for you here.
Oh, okay, those must be the doors that were registering, but we couldn't get to. The first time we went to this place. I think we go back to the same estate. Yeah. That's what it was. Okay. So they were there. It was just for a second go. Something tells me there's going to be more guards this time, now that we have the real deal. So this is essentially another last-ditch loot drive, really.
Trap right ahead. Trap.
I guess essentially from here, if Bodan still had that one item, or whatever that you still wanted to get, or something like that, and I guess the market would still be open there in Denerim too, then could collect whatever loot and money there is to be had. This right here. Assuming a lot of these guards are going to drop something, you know, money and armor and things like that. Most of the items dropping now sell for, you know, a gold or better. That type of thing, so it's worth doing. I don't really need the loot now, but I guess if I did, this would be nice to have.
Complete, on to the next. Done and done. We are attacked.
Okay. So there's going to be several ambushes here. Damn, I guess they opened up like the whole estate for us this time. I'm gonna wind up missing areas.
Trap.
Not like it matters, but we might as well explore it while we're here. We won't be coming back here again, I don't think. Oh, this is almost just a little bit sad, honestly.
That wasn't so bad.
I feel like this is kind of coming to a close, and for those of you who have stuck through the whole playthrough, so it's been kind of a cool ride. Experienced some stuff, found out some things, explored some different ideas, theories, and stuff. Got to throw around, you know, some different thoughts on some of the history and stuff. Met some really cool characters. It was nice. You know what? You know what almost made this whole thing worth it? Was getting to talk to the Elder Tree again. Oh, and of course, the Lady in the Forest, right? The Lady of the Forest, whatever. The Witherfang, you know. Oh, man. She's a hottie. I mean, you know, besides the branches and vines and things, aside from that, she was pretty hot. The hairstyle, I wish was available for my main character. Morgan's as well. I wish Morgan's hairstyle was available in character creation. They never did give us that. They gave us something real close to it with the default Hawk in Dragon Age 2, but you couldn't have that hairstyle for your character. I don't know what it is. It's like it's almost like BioWare trolling us, saying, "Don't you wish you could have this? We're not going to let you have it. We could have scripted it in, show you that they could have scripted it in, and then not give it to you." Oh man. The very exact thing everybody's been screaming about. I don't know. I get on the forums and you see a lot of people talking about, you know, the hair options and the hairstyles available, and then the hair that they do have, it looks like, well, I saw it put really eloquently one time. What was it? Molded plastic llama poop? This shiny, sculpted thing on your head that looks like hair type of thing. It wasn't bad here in Origins, and it just got progressively worse. In Inquisition, it's the one thing that people were really like, you know, they just couldn't believe it. Like, wow, you have all these graphics capabilities and this one thing. And you look at some games, I can bring up a few, Final Fantasy XIV, Dragon's Dogma. Japanese seem to get it right when it comes to hair. You know, even the little wispy hair and the way it naturally moves and stuff like that. I mean, if you could do that last gen, I certainly don't see why you couldn't incorporate that into current, you know, this next gen stuff. But I think it comes down to the artists and stuff, whoever they hired to deal with that thing in particular. I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, there's no way that it could be an oversight to let the hair roll like what we have here. You know, like I say, Origins it's really not so bad. It's in fact, of all the BioWare games, I think they did hair the best in this one. Even though a lot of things in here have a cartoonish element, the soft facial features, the soft, you know, makeup and things like that, and the softer, more, I guess you say, strandy looking hair. It wasn't bad. I never had a problem with it. Dragon Age 2, it got worse, and Inquisition, it's pretty bad. It really is.
Task complete. On to the next.
And yes, I do kind of hate to say that. I don't want to criticize a game that I love in almost every respect, but it's definitely one downside.
This should be easy enough.
This right here is just a warm-up for the Darkspawn hordes we'll be facing shortly. I think they're running out of bodies to throw at us.
Finished. Warden sends his team.
Yeah, I was about to say I probably should have pre-fired some mana clash in here. Look, I'm really trying to target this mage. It's not going to let me. This dude's kind of tough. Thinks he's a ninja himself, I guess. Yeah, all this stuff was empty last time we were here. This is where we first started last time we came to this place. There was a lever right there, too, if you remember. I couldn't figure out what it's for. Now that it might actually apply to something, it's not there. I don't know. Don't ask me.
Task complete, on to the next. Light is a feather, silent is a wraith.
Trying to attack. Sometimes the combat will put you in a certain position, and so you'll just strafe someone almost endlessly until they get to the point where they were supposed to be. There's, I guess it's that turn-based element to it, as opposed to the action combat. That is definitely an improvement in Dragon Age 2 and Inquisition, in that aspect of the combat. So in this one, it'd be irritating. You go to attack somebody, and your character might, you know, the enemy would be sitting in front of them, but if something is standing in front of you, your character will go to the right, all the way around the room, flank that character, then face them again before it finally attacks. Of course, the whole time you're getting spammed with magic and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, that kind of crap would actually get you killed sometimes.
Trap. As you wish.
Alright, now I think if we actually trigger one of these, it's good that our trap detection is like way up there. I don't know if it needs to be maxed out to kind of discover all those traps and be able to disarm them. So, oh, look at this. Alright, that's what we came for, but definitely more stuff to be had. And all this is good stuff, sellable. So yeah, this would be a worthwhile trip if I needed loot for something. But yeah, I think if you trigger those traps and those golems come to life, if I remember right. All right, one more ambush before we leave, right?
Warden senses tingling.
But this guy, like, he had an army set aside for himself to guard his friggin' loot. So, Slim Cauldron, I'm assuming he's part of the Red Jennies, right? Involved with that. Like Sarah would tell you in Inquisition, the Red Jennies were essentially just, you know, little people. Okay, can we get some Mana Clash over here? Got them standing right next to each other. Good job. Okay, this guy's got the Arcane Warrior thing going. And now he's dead. Slim had this set up so he calls in the big guns, which is us, to do these heists and stuff. I think this noble was targeting the Red Jennies.
You did it. You really did it. Tomorrow, everyone will be talking about this. Ban Frandero will be humiliated. Can I have the tears? I've arranged an anonymous delivery to the Chantry. It will, Warden. It's been an honor. I wonder if history will ever know the full story of what we've done. Good luck.
As they say, it'll be glorious. Absolutely glorious. Alright guys, I think we're done in Denerim now. At least the Denerim that as we know it. Can't think of much else that we need to mess with. I think we're good to go. Look at all this we've done. All this we've explored. All this adventuring. Very cool, man. Very cool story. This is amazing. And then you start out with different origins and you get different stories. And really? One last ambush? Alright. We can do this. Oh, it's just the merchant. Alright. One last shot to see if he has anything. I don't think he ever had any, like, unique stuff. Not that I remember. Okay, well, I was trying to go to the castle. Oh, well, we've seen this scenario before.
It's you! The Grey Warden! Andraste's mercy that you got here when you did. I thought for sure these monsters were going to get me. They all fled to the castle this morning, before the Darkspawn arrived. I thought I could make it to my home and back before they got here, but it took me too long to get down here. What a relief you arrived. I'm going to get out of here before any more of those things arrive. Thank you again.
Alright, well, if it's not the undead, then it's the Darkspawn. They get it bad here in Redcliffe. Alright, let's see if our new dagger setup I think will be fun. Gotta love Mana Clash. Really? Well, if I'm gonna be one-shotting everything, this is it's going a little faster than I thought, right? Look what the Darkspawn do. Well, I guess any stragglers that got caught behind. It's an ugly thought.
Even more Darkspawn.
Just to show you, I'm one-shotting these guys, but that's, I guess, the star of this build. If you sink all your points into doing your job, it's going to work well for you. Okay, the one I'm locked onto, I can't get to. That's what I was talking about with the combat. I have to walk past 50 enemies to get one that the computer has me locked onto. I know I could go into the radio menu and retarget, but that would mean pausing the action. And all these guys are going to drop loot too, I'm sure. I'm not really going to worry too much about it. I don't think there's anything else I want to buy. And if there is, I've got plenty of money for it anyway, so I think... oh, great. Well, there's a mage somewhere. Let's see if the wind can keep me alive. That'd be awesome. Keep me alive over here, Win. Okay. Just forget all you guys. This dude is fixing to get it right in his backside. Yeah, suck on that. Like that? Like that? Like that? I don't care about the ogre. I don't care about anything or anybody. This guy right here. Wow. Really? So cheap. You're dead, dude. You can heal all you want. Yeah, you can do all that. Yes, well, sure. I'm glad I got a animation on that. He sure had that coming. Oh, they got a couple ogres here. That's fine. I think about the only thing they can hit me with is the AoE, and even then, I think I have a chance on avoiding that. Don't worry, Alistair. It won't last long. Nice. Okay, well that takes care of the village, but at least this time the village was able to get into the castle, and yeah, you're going to have a hard time getting into Redcliffe Castle. Although, I have a feeling maybe some of the Darkspawn are trying. Is that sealed off? I think it is. Emissary had a bit of change in his pocket, didn't he? Look at all that. Actually, it'd probably be a good idea to at least check these for free health potions. I am going to need them at some point. That's probably a good idea. And a lot of grenades and poisons and things that I just haven't used. I've never really been in the habit of it. One more thing to think about, and it's one more excuse to pause the game, you know. But, alright, well, we'll head to Redcliffe Castle from here and continue on. Alright, thanks for watching. If you want to subscribe, click that button over my head. For all my videos, click the box on the left. Till later, I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.